Hey everyone, right now you are listening to Vallerman, and in today's episode, we'll be talking about writing. And for this, I'll be using an example you probably already know, Harry Potter. Personally, I read all 7 books and watched all 8 movies by myself. But we are not talking about magic spells or wands today. We're talking about something deeper, writing. To start off, J.K. Rowling's world is so well developed and so flexible that it feels real. The character development, the plot itself, even the names, they're unforgettable. And that's where things get interesting. For instance, take Remus Lupin. Everyone who watched Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban knows Professor Lupin is a werewolf. But if we break the name down, there's something clever hidden inside it. Remus comes from Remus, one of the twins, Romulus and Remus, figures from Roman mythology who fought over the founding of Rome. And Lupin comes from lupinus, a Latin root meaning wolf-like, connected to lupus, meaning wolf. So even before the story fully explains it, the name is already telling you the truth. That's not random, that's intentional writing. Another example is Severus Snape. Severus connects to severe, meaning strict or harsh in Latin. Even the sound of it feels cold, distant, controlled. And that matches his entire personality in the story. This is a powerful tool in writing. When used correctly, wordplay, etymology, and meaning hidden inside names. It lets writers shape how a character feels before they even speak. You can take real language roots and twist them into something that sounds natural in a story world, but still carries meaning underneath. That's what makes writing like this so effective. It's not just storytelling, it's layered, meaning hidden in plain sight. But writing does not stop at names. One of the strongest parts of Harry Potter is character development, especially through the Golden Trio, Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Harry starts as someone who does not belong anywhere, growing up unseen and unwanted. But as the story progresses, his development is not about becoming powerful. It is about choosing responsibility even when he does not want it. Hermione begins as pure logic, rules, and structure, but slowly learns that knowledge alone is not enough, and she becomes more emotionally aware and adaptable. Ron, often underestimated, struggles with comparison and insecurity, but over time becomes the emotional foundation of the group, loyal and steady even when he doubts himself. Together, the Golden Trio works because they balance each other without ever needing to say it directly. Harry is instinct and emotion, Hermione is logic and preparation, and Ron is grounding and loyalty, and none of them work the same without the others. This is where writing becomes more than storytelling. Because the story is not just happening in the big events, but also in the small moments, in decisions, in silence, in placement, and in how characters interact without always explaining everything. Good writing often does not tell you what something means immediately. It lets you discover it later, and that is where foreshadowing becomes important. At the beginning of Harry Potter, Harry is just a boy living under a staircase. But even that detail feels like more than background once you understand his story, because it already shows isolation and hidden identity. That is how writing plants meaning early, without revealing it too soon. And when you look at everything together, names, foreshadowing, world building, and character arcs, you start to see that writing is not just about telling a story, but about layering meaning so that the audience only understands it piece by piece over time. That is what makes a story feel alive. And that is why Harry Potter still feels like a world that existed before you read it and continues even after you finish it. That's it for today, folks. Until then, stay tuned.